Today on Forbes, the only U.S. rare earth mine may win big from Trump's China tariffs. Since China retaliated against President Trump's tariffs by restricting exports of rare earth minerals, crucial to making the magnets that go into electric motors, used for cars, electronics, robots, and wind turbines, MP Materials founder and CEO Jim Litinsky's phone has been ringing off the hook from companies desperate for new suppliers. He told Forbes, quote, "The sense of urgency, I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty wild and exciting, and daunting." Litinsky runs the only U.S. rare earths mine, Mountain Pass in California's Mojave Desert, supplying elements like neodymium and praseodymium that industries like defense, automotive, and electronics rely on to build efficient electric motors. Once Litinsky's staff of over 800 engineers, technicians, and miners harvest the minerals from the earth, MP refines them, turning them into metals, which companies like General Motors need for EV motors. Starting this year, MP will also make high-powered magnets with those metals at a new plant in Texas, a market China currently dominates. 90% of all rare earth metals are processed in China. The country produces nearly 95% of all rare earth magnets, prized for their strength and long-term retention of magnetic properties, and virtually all of the 7,000 tons the U.S. imports each year came from China. This is a clear vulnerability in American companies' supply chains that rely on them for their products. As Trump's tariff war escalated, China on April 4th announced it was restricting U.S.-bound exports of so-called heavy rare earths, shutting down imports of magnets made with them. A board member for a U.S.-based car maker who asked not to be publicly named said, quote, "The problem for almost every industry that uses a motor that requires magnets is that China has this massive strategic flex on rare earth minerals. The stuff China just put export controls on is a freaking big deal. We won't be able to make motors anymore or anything that has a spinning magnet in it. Game over." Suddenly, for companies that need a rare earth supplier not impacted by tariffs and trade restrictions, MP is now poised to become the go-to option. Ben Callow, an equity analyst for Baird, writing in a research note this month, said that MP is, quote, "the only game in town." Because of the sudden spike in domestic demand and tariff-related headaches, Las Vegas-based MP is taking a gamble. It just halted shipments of rare earth concentrates, which are separated from mined ore, to China, the world's top buyer and MP's biggest customer, responsible for 90% of its revenue. The company reported $144.4 million of such sales last year, out of total revenue of $203.9 million, so it's a risky move. Instead, Litinsky is ramping up sales of refined materials to new customers in the US, Japan, and South Korea. The company said, quote, "Selling our valuable critical materials under 125% tariffs is neither commercially rational nor aligned with America's national interest. We have been preparing for this moment since day one." If MP can weather the shorter-term financial hit and trade war chaos, there's clear upside. A stable domestic critical mineral supply that could mint MP as one of the few winners from the Trump tariffs that have spooked financial markets with concerns of higher inflation and the risk of recession. As of last Friday, MP's shares were up 69% this year. The reliance on China for rare earth magnets has long been a concern, as it gives a primary U.S. rival an unusually high degree of control over the supply chain for military hardware like missiles, jets, and drones. MP also has the opportunity for a leadership role as it ramps up production. For full coverage, check out Alan Owensman's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.